Lala Anthony is still speaking on her love life. Back in October 2022, she went on a show saying that only 20-year-old guys wanted to date her.
Here's how it goes. 'Cause this is what I'm finding. I don't understand this. This is how it goes. Okay. When you're younger, you want to date older guys. And I'm not saying when you get older, you want to date younger guys, but when you get older, only younger guys want to date you. It's the wildest thing. Literally, guys will DM me or want to take me out, and I'll Google them. I'll be like, you're 22 years old. Like, what? How? Like, how does this work? But like, so confident, so like, I want to take you out. I think you're amazing. And I'm just like, what's the cutoff? Like, I don't know the cutoff. I'm just saying, what is the cutoff?
And now, just a couple of months later, in January 2023, Lala is saying that she doesn't have any options.
You're on a podcast saying that only 22-year-old guys want to date you.
I retract my statement.
Oh, really?
It's been the top of the year, and I don't feel like any guys want to date me.
Oh, really? Who are you after? What sort of age bracket do you want to date?
Age ain't nothing but a number.
But how do you get like someone like would you like a 40-year-old or would you prefer a 22-year-old?
I prefer whoever is for me. Whoever God says is for me, I'm good with it.
Is it hard to carry a conversation with a young dude though? Like you connect with them differently?
Everybody's different. 22 is a little too young.
22 is too young?
A little bit too young.
Hey, what about 34?
We can do that.
Hey!
Lala Anthony, where do we start? This is a case study out there for all the women out there who play the dirty game, and now I'll explain the filthy part about it. But despite all of that, they ended up landing everything that they wanted in life. However, they allowed the sisterhood to trick them out of their own position. And now she's visibly unhappy about it because she listened to these women, ultimately sabotaged herself, made that decision to walk away from her family, break it all up, and now it's too late for her to put it back together. Not only that, she can't find a suitable replacement that's either on the same level or above her ex-husband. Take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Click the notification bell for all updates. You see, we wouldn't even be having this lesson here if Lala would have just stayed with her husband. But now she's got to be a case study. 5-6 years ago, she had all the girls on Instagram talking her head up, telling her how great she was, how she leveled up with her plastic surgery, how her career was going so well because she was on the hit show up there doing thought pocket scenes. And then worse than just wearing a Magic City uniform, Lala left nothing to the imagination. And by the way, I knew when she did that, there was a serious problem. Lala didn't do that because she had to. She did that because she wanted to. Carmelo had dumped hundreds of thousands of dollars on her plastic surgery over the years, and she wanted to show it off to see if she can bait a new Carmelo. Oh yeah, they all filled her head up, and not just women, but the thirsty simps that gave her attention also gave her false confidence. They really made her believe that she could get another Carmelo. So she did what they all do when they miscalculate. She said goodbye to Carmelo, decided to be single again, and went back on the prowl. 5-6 years later, she realized all of them lied to her. Back in 2022, Lala went on that podcast and said that all she had was a bunch of DMs from 20-year-old men. Now, some of the older women who don't get the type of attention that Lala is able to get, they may think, oh wow, that's great. Let's be honest. A 22-year-old man can't do anything for a 43-year-old woman. And not just any old woman, but we're talking about a woman who can already get attention. She's got millions of eyeballs on social media. So attention, yeah, she already got that. We're also talking about a woman that's been exposed to a $100 million lifestyle. First of all, a man in his 20s, she's old enough to be his mama. So there's no way she will respect him as a man. She's going to son him. That's because she sees him at the same level of her own son who's a teenager. And then 9 times out of 10, he doesn't have the wealth that she's used to. You have a lot of average or ordinary guys thinking that they can slide in and shoot their shot. Well, that won't work either. Let me explain why. This woman isn't interested in a guy making $50,000 a year. $100,000 won't even do it for her. $500,000 is not enough. She can make that on her own. $1 million isn't even enough. Yeah, when her ex is worth over $160 million. You know, all the ordinary guys, they may watch and feel sorry and say, oh, I'll date her. You don't understand what she's saying. Let me translate into code for you. When Lala says it's 2023 and she doesn't have any options, she's not saying that no guy on the planet will have her. She's saying that no guy that's worth her time is interested in sharing his resources with her. Lala says that she has no options because those guys that are interested, they are invisible to her. She can't even see them because they're so unattractive. And I'm not just talking about physically, I'm talking about financially. Lala is obviously looking for a few things here. One, a look. Then he has to have a bank account. And then on top of that, he has to have status. Lala is wanting to know, who is this guy? Is he respected? How did he make his money? He had to have made his money in a way that she can tell her friends and her fans about it, and it sounds good. For a woman like her, image is everything. So not only does he have to be wealthy, but he had to make the money a certain way. Yeah, it's not just one reason why Lala is blind to potential suitors. And then there's always the other side. The guys that Lala would give the time of day to, well, she's like 10-15 years past her prime for them. Those guys are wifing up 26-year-old women, not 43-year-old women. She married Carmelo when she was about 30, but they had been engaged since she was 24, meaning she got with him in her early 20s. And you know everything that I'm saying right now, Lala is fully aware of this. She's not lying to herself anymore, but she's 100% sure that everyone else around her lied to her. That's why when she was on this podcast last year, she said that sometimes you really want to have that connection and be with somebody. She even talked about the difference of having relations versus really having something solid. And she was able to speak on that with experience because since she left Carmelo, that's all she's been able to get. Guys trying to have relations. And what I'm seeing here is a woman regretting letting her husband go. I think that she's regretting allowing social media to talk her into leaving him. Carmelo, on the other hand, is happy. He's free. He's able to do whatever. While Lala has to smother her son because after Carmelo is done paying all of her bills, she's hoping that her son is able to make it to the NBA so that she could be a basketball wife again. She's been hugging up on this little boy every day since she left his father. She's constantly telling everybody that her son is her best friend. Just like in this post here where she's congratulating him on getting an offer at 15 years old to play basketball at Syracuse, the same school that his dad won a championship at in college. So congratulations to Cayenne for that. He's following his dad's footsteps to the T, and his mama is banking on that because she knows it's the only way for her to be a basketball wife again, and that's through her son. She will never attract another Carmelo Anthony for sure. Yes, there are plenty guys in the DM, but none of them can measure up to the life that Carmelo provided for her and continues to provide, and what she's counting on her son to provide later on. So yeah, that's why all of those men in the DM, they are invisible to her. I think it's obvious now that a lot of women lied to Lala, told her that she could do better, Carmelo wasn't going to be faithful. Listen, all of these 304s that go running after these NBA players and NFL players, they know what they signed up for. They understand that they're running after 1% of the men and competing with 90% of the women to get that man. Ask Lala how she got Carmelo in the first place. Ask her about the woman that he cheated on to get with her. Yeah, ask her about the woman that he dumped to be with her. Lala already knew what time it was, which is why I never understand why women like her will get online listening to women trying to sabotage what she slung it out for in the streets to get. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Special thank you to our sister Mary. I appreciate you, Mary, for all of your support, as well as Aisha Kiba and our brothers Dark Power, Tyrone W, and Joseph W. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.